In his petition before the High Court, the Jubilee legislator had wanted the NASA principals, including Raila Odinga, held in contempt of the Supreme Court for refusing to participate in the fresh election. Justice Chacha Mwita, however, said that he has not seen any contempt, and if there would have been any, then the Supreme Court would have been the place to address them. The judge also declined to wade into accusations that NASA leaders were committing election and criminal offences by saying that there would be no elections and urging their supporters not to vote.
That would amount to trying people for criminal offences other than in the manner prescribed by law. In other words, the petition seeks to have this court convert its process into a criminal trial and ultimately return a conviction against some of the respondents.
Pkosing also appeared to argue that if NASA leaders succeeded in stopping the election in some constituencies, then they should not benefit from it if they file a petition afterwards by saying that the election was not conducted according to the Constitution.
It must be clear that this court is not in charge of presidential election and cannot therefore say anything about the legality, validity or otherwise of the fresh presidential election at this stage or thereafter without appearing to encroach on the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court.
And while the judge sympathized with Pkosing, he says his jurisdiction doesn't allow him to do much.
I do not know how this court, even if it were to assume jurisdiction, could have forced the 6th and 7th respondent to comply with the judgment of the Supreme Court, even though they were the successful parties before that court, by running in the fresh election. To my mind, no court can force a citizen, or a person for that matter, to exercise his or her right under fundamental freedoms.
Pkosing, through his lawyer Kibe Mungai, cried foul, arguing that matters of jurisdiction should have been addressed before the hearing began. Despite the petitioners complaining that the issues of jurisdiction had not been argued before court, the judge has stuck to his guns and said that if they have any problems, then they should file a formal application. Meanwhile, the court today started hearing the case filed by former Kilome MP Harun Mwau, seeking to compel IEBC to conduct nominations before the fresh presidential election is held. The ruling on a preliminary objection will be given tomorrow after Jubilee, through its lawyer Fred Ngatie, challenged the jurisdiction of the court on the matter. In another case, Justice John Mativo dismissed an application by Ochieng Tata to have a caretaker government formed in anticipation of there being no election on Thursday. The judge said he lacked jurisdiction to hear the matter. Andrew Ochieng, NTV.